What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Corey Tulliba from No Ceilings. I'm here with my co-host, Albert Garbage Time Gim, for another No Ceilings film sesh. And we have a very special guest today. We have with us here to chop it up, talk about his year, watch some film, the pre-draft process. We have Stefan Todorovic from Pepperdine. Stefan, appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule, man.
Thank you guys for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, so the way that we like to start these things off is we like to do something called Scouts Honor. And what that is we are going to give you the floor to give the honest scouting report, all of the good stuff, some of the things that you've been working on in improvement areas, but the honest scouting report from the man himself. So, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm a 6A shooter coming from Belgrade, Serbia. Coming to college 4 years ago and going through different schools, I finally found my home at Pepperdine this year, and obviously it was a great year. I improved a lot individually, and coach at Schilling and the staff really helped me with kind of adapting my game to NBA standards even more. And with that being said, I'm first of all starting with the shooting, obviously, and my offensive skill set. And I had a chance this year to show everybody that I'm a way more than a shooter, even though shooting being my main skill set, but also improving my passing, reads, playing ball screens as a ball handler, and I think offensively, I think I'm a 6'8" shooter, but also who can create off the dribble, post up smaller guys, and I was working on the crashing the boards, getting some offensive rebounds this year too. I think I improved a lot in defensively too. I'm kind of a late bloomer. I kind of grew up in my body this year, and obviously I needed some time to adjust to American style of play, American style of playing basketball, and even though I improved a lot this year in defensively, I think that's something that I've been working on this pre-draft process the most. Just improve my lateral movements and just kind of getting used to the speed of the length of the NBA floor and the speed of the game.
Talk to me a little bit about you as a shooter. Is this something that was kind of always your role? Did you have to work at it? Was it natural? And what was the adjustment like, I guess coming from overseas and playing that American style from prolific prep to, your stops in college?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I was a shooter. I've been a shooter my whole life, and we always had a joke that nobody ever taught me how to shoot a ball. I was just born with that kind of feeling. But I think just being a shooter is not just making shots. It's a lot more about that. It's about feeling of this off-ball movement, as you guys you can see here, just getting in an open spot so your teammates can see you and actually work on your footwork. And I think just shooting, just the last part, just making shots is a cherry on top. There's a lot more stuff to do to be a shooter, and obviously, yeah, I've been working on that my whole life, and I'm working. I keep working on it.
Yeah, and you're you shot 37% this year on 5 threes a game. You were 86% from the free throw line. The reason I started with this clip too, because we talk about how it translates to the NBA. When you have an open look, you got to knock it down. And according to Synergy this year, you shot 54% on unguarded catch and shoot looks, which it's a pretty good percentage. I think
it's always fun to hear those numbers that we never get a chance to hear, in the everyday talks. But yeah, I mean, as you said, coming in the NBA, and not just the NBA, but wherever you go on the next level, you gotta start from somewhere. Even though you feel like you can do everything, a little bit of everything, dribble, shoot, pass, like you gotta, especially in the NBA. I mean, talking about the NBA, you gotta find that one thing that you're really good at and start from there. Everything and add that to playing hard defense and rebounding. and just later on kind of build on that and become a better player overall. But you gotta start with that one thing, and I think my biggest chance for that is shooting, obviously.
Stefan, just to kind of get into the mechanics of your shooting, recently when we talk to shooters, right, guys like you that can really shoot it from outside, they talk a lot about repetition. They talk a lot about balance. They talk a lot about footwork. Kind of wanted to get your thoughts on, and you said, you're kind of born with it. You've been a great shooter your whole life. But if you could talk to us a little bit about the importance of the balance and the footwork and those aspects of shooting and how important it is for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's not enough to just be born with it. A lot of guys are born with a feeling, I mean, ability to shoot a ball, but those guys that really work on footwork and balance and shooting mentalities are also a really important thing. I think when you put a right working combination of those three stuff, I think that's when you have a chance to become a really good shooter. And it takes time, man. It's footwork and balance is really important. Yeah.
And I think that, like it's one thing when you're stationary, but I think that one of the things that you were really good at too as a shooter is like you were good at, running off these movement actions. And there's a different degree of difficulty versus just spotting up in the corner and catching and shooting versus like having to run to a spot, right? So, and I think you do something really crafty here in the way that you're getting yourself open and running off the screen. So what is, the kind of the art of this off-ball movement to free yourself up, especially when people do know they can't leave you open because you are shooting at such a high clip?
I mean, yeah, I mean, first of all, credit to my coaches for drawing all those plays for me this year. But coming to Pepperdine, I got to Pepperdine way earlier before summer school started. And the first thing that we started talking with coaches is all about all plays that he has in mind for me to get out. I mean, get in the paint and come out of some staggers and screens to get a shot off. And this is just a basic floppy action where we had obviously Mo Odom is a great point guard at the top, and then we had a great lob threat, Boubacar Coulibaly here. And as I seen Boubacar Coulibaly on one side and another guard on the other side, I was like, they're probably gonna switch if I go on the guard side. So I wanted him to kind of run with me, and it's all about making reads here. I saw a guy going over, and I just faded to the corner. I thought it was a great read and just knocking open shot.
Who are some other guys that you've watched throughout your life from when you were a kid up until now that you're like, okay, I can kind of take stuff from him. I like what he's doing there, and I'm going to implement that into my game.
Obviously, let's start from some Serbian players. Bogdan Bogdanovic from Clippers, my childhood idol, obviously, since I'm from Serbia and played in the same club as him, though, and had a chance to spend some time with him here in LA and talk about all of this. Obviously, watching a lot of Klay Thompson, just how his footwork and how every time the ball is on the other side of the court, he's already down and ready for a shot. Watching those two, watching Steph Curry, obviously, but I don't know if you can watch Steph Curry like that and actually do the same thing. But just watching those three guys, and also there's a lot of good shooters that I can think about. I don't want to miss somebody, but those three guys are somebody who I really watch and try to copy their approach to shooting the ball. Not just shoot like them, but their approach is being a shooter. It's a whole approach. It's not just being a knockdown shooter. You got to approach every day on a workout with your footwork, with your balance, and with your mentality.
So something I was wondering while I was actually at your pro day, the Life Sports pro day, I was actually talking to a scout there, and we were talking about like the differences of playing basketball overseas and then playing basketball here in the States. And you mentioned it earlier, right? When you came over to the States, it took you some time to adjust to the U.S. type of play. I was wondering if you could speak to some of the biggest differences for you, where you felt like you had to adjust, where you felt like you had to grow into different things to find yourself being comfortable, just some of those differences between playing overseas and playing over here in the States.
it is different. It is different style of playing, definitely, and not just me, but I think everybody that came to, everybody except Luka Doncic, who came in played right away. But I think everybody who came early as I did uh, needed some time to adjust. Something that I really needed to adjust to was speed of the game, and just in Europe, Europe's European basketball is more about reads, more about plays, more about set plays. Europe, while American basketball, college, we have college now looking way more like the NBA, but it's more about one on one. It's more about running fast on the floor and shoot every shot that you're open. While in Europe, in Europe it's more is like, let's find a perfect shot. Let's find a perfect open shot. And my whole life, I always been a scorer, natural scorer. And once I adjusted the speed of the game, I think everything fell in place.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that when you're a shooter or a scorer, because I think that you're a scorer, not just a shooter. You had 9 games where you scored 25 or more, I believe, which is, so that's a pretty big chunk of change there. You got to be able to leverage that ability to make your teammates better, right? Because eventually those guys are going to start overplaying you, and they're going to leave other guys, and you got to make that ability. But let's stick with your scoring for now, and then we're going to get into how you leverage that. And again, I think because you're so tall, you can get after it on the bounce. And again, it doesn't have to be difficult. But take me through like the process of getting to it off the bounce like this.
I mean, growing up in Serbia, I always played a point guard. I always had ball in my hands, and then coming to the States, I kind of moved a little bit more off the ball, which is also not a bad thing because I found myself as a knockdown shooter. But this year, coaches really gave me opportunity to work on my game with the ball in my hands, and this is I think this game is the second game of the season, and I already felt like I'm a not a point guard, but really good with a ball in my hands. And I mean, on this particular play, just we had a just basic empty side ball screen with me and Bubakar. They trying to ice it, and I kind of rejected it and just played one on one with a guy who's waiting for me in the drop, And I know it's something that I was working on, shooting off the dribble, and I think when you have ability to knock down shots like this, a lot of things can open up for you. Next thing is attack the guy, go finish it, and then all those reads that we were talking about, making pass, and then the game of basketball opens up for you. So I think it's really important for me to have ability to knock down shots of the dribble.
Now, I think one of the things I noticed is that when you do miss, I feel like you're snake biting your release.
Yeah, that was obviously a rush shot. I think I'm not think, but I'm pretty sure that before this shot, I had a stretch of like 8 points in a row. So I kind of rushed this shot, and
little heat check.
You can see how our point guard Mo Odom was looking as soon as he caught the ball. He was looking for me, and it was I mean, it was a great pass too. You would agree?
Yeah, 100%.
It was a great pass to a big man from there. But yeah, I definitely rushed this shot, and that's most of the time that I miss shots is because of not a great balance. I don't think my balance was great here, and that's why that was the outcome.
Take me through this one. I like it. You're not just a 3-point shooter. You can do it at multiple levels. So, take me through this shot. It's a tough shot.
I mean, this shot, as you can see, it was 3 minutes to start a game. We still haven't scored. We had trouble to knock down open shots and get easy shots. But at this point, I mean, this was we had I don't even know why I shot this because we still had 7 seconds when I got the ball. But as soon as I saw this one goes in, I thought that was gonna be a good game. And after this, I had a really good game. But yeah, it was a tough shot. I think it's all those, as we were talking about balance and everything, that really shows on this clip because as you can see, I was completely off balance, and maybe it was a foul too. I don't even remember, but Yeah.
Yeah, tough shot. And what I like and what I think you mentioned earlier is kind of like the progressions after you make tough shots. And we see you make that shot on that little cut. This is kind of similar, but this time, right? You throw a little pump fake, and obviously different team, but this is something that obviously you're comfortable with, and you're able to get to the bucket here. So how much have you found that you're shooting when you do use just that little crafty little head fake has kind of opened up driving lanes for you?
I mean, we already mentioned that, but just being ready, being shot ready every time you catch the ball, open up a lot of stuff for you. I literally just look at the basket here, and I had a wide open layup and for and one. So those are type of reads that I was talking about, that I'm really work on that now in the pre-draft process. And I think after hopefully proving myself as a knockdown shooter, this is the next thing that I'll be able to show NBA people.
You also mentioned that you could play in the post a little bit.
On this particular play, I remember this. It was we were doing that little flex action every play, and we knew Oregon State was switching, and we were looking for this matchup for me to post their point guard. And I mean, just this turnaround jumper is not something that I was working on the most, but definitely something that I can do on a high volume if I have a point guard guarding me. And it was a good basket.
Yeah, looks little Dirk-esque, there.
I'm good. It's nice to hear something like that. But it was. I was. Maybe I was even trying to get a foul. I wasn't expecting to take this tough shot, but I was hoping to get on the line too. But I saw their Oregon State was all in. They were all in the paint, so I knew I had to turn around other way and shoot it, and it went in.
Yeah. But you seem like you're comfortable in that like mid post area now. Even if, maybe you didn't grow up there. And again, like progressions, counters here,
Yeah.
kind of same thing. And then face them up, a little pump fake,
Yeah, definitely,
get to the rack.
Yeah, definitely something that I got really comfortable with this year, and even this pre-draft process. I think as we're talking about steps the shooter needs to take, and we have a phrase that we use: "KISS," keep it stupid simple.
Mhm.
And I think posting up. I mean, keeping it simple while being really efficient. And I think posting up shorter guys is exactly what it said, being simple but efficient.
I like, that this is something that you're not settling for, you're trying to get to the rack, because I do think that there were times watching your film where it felt like maybe, you were settling or getting to a shot too quick here, 20 seconds on the shot clock. And you're only like a step inside the 3-point line, which is, kind of that little inefficient area. So what was it like balancing where, you're kind of going from playing a smaller role to now all of a sudden you're kind of the man and you have a little bit more freedom to create with the ball in your hands, and then finding that right balance of like being patient and getting a great look versus like, getting into something quickly?
Yeah, I mean, the much is given, the much is deserved. I mean, the much is given, the much is expected. And as you've been given a role to kind of have a role to decide what shot you're gonna take in offense. I think it's really important to have that feeling when it's a good moment for you to take this type of shot. Uh, I also thought this shot was a little bit rushed in terms of time and score, but this is definitely a shot that I feel comfortable with. One dribble pull up on the left. I think I made a lot of those shots this year, and I faded a little bit on the left here. That's why I missed it. But something that really got better this year is shooting off the dribble and just being 6'8", shooting off the dribble and where nobody can reach your shot and block it. I think it's a great thing.
now the the next area of your game, and we saw you attack the hoop a few times already, but I think one of the ways you can also create those opportunities and is moving off the ball, and looks like another little flex cut here, but I like the footwork here. So take me through the footwork. When did you develop that? This is very crafty stuff here.
I mean, it all comes with a talent. I mean, we all possess some talents, and I think just being around. I mean, this looks like a big man move, but obviously I never worked out as a big man. But I've been around a lot of big men, really good big men, and obviously we have Jokic from my country. Watching him, I think he has a pretty solid footwork, and
That's all right.
and just
He's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, I mean, this type of stuff I think comes naturally with the reads. We had a down screen here for me, and they switched again, and I had a smaller guy on me again, and I just took advantage of that.
Now, I got to say, I'm pulling up this clip because I want to see, what maybe you would do differently here. Because I think at the next level, especially, Albert and I have been talking because we've been watching the playoffs right now, and what we've noticed about the playoffs is the uptick in physicality, right? Like, so on this possession here, where you do have the ball up at the top, how would you approach this shot differently?
I would definitely wait for the screen more, set him up better, and since their big man was in a drop coverage, I would probably put my guy on the jail with a little snake dribble or something like that, and get in the WCC sign and shoot the mid range. I probably would not go all the way up because I don't think I had a really good angle of finishing this, even though I'm capable of finishing these shots, but I don't think the angle was really good, and I didn't absorb the contact well. So in this particular play, I would probably put my guy in the jail, use the screen better, and get in the mid-range shot because that's something that I had a really good percentage of this year.
Yeah, and again, I think all that stuff is important. That's part of being a pro, and seeing you kind of shy away from that, and I think that's not indicative of how you played this year. Here, you're kind of attacking the rim. You go into the contact instead of away, and I think your foul drawing is something that was pretty underrated. I think you had a game where you had 15 free throw attempts.
Multiple games with more than 13, 14 free throws.
Yeah. So when you're getting downhill, because there's an art to drawing fouls, and you can just flail into somebody. But what are you looking to do to kind of create that contact?
I mean, everybody talking about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's a great player now, drawing fouls and stuff. But I really think that's a talent. That's a special talent that somebody can have. That's exactly what Luka does. That's exactly what James Harden does. And just being it all comes with you being a great scorer. With you being a great scorer, guys gonna have a little bit more edge of guarding you. And if you initiate, I think it's really important to initiate contact first. And in this play, I wouldn't say I initiated contact first, but as soon as I saw his hands down and not ready to contest the shot, I kind of used that to put ball above my head and just make a shot. So I think drawing foul is a special talent that somebody can have, and I think I'm pretty good at. And being a great scorer and not just knocking down shots, it's about getting the free throw line, getting layups, getting fast break layup, getting easy basket. So I think drawing foul is really art.
And now I want to get into your ability to make plays with the ball in your hand, because that's something that you've been talking about, leveraging that scoring, making your teammates better. And I think you showed a pretty versatile ability to make different reads. And I like this one. So I want to start here with your ability to hit the roller. So what are you seeing here? What are you reading to make this play?
Yeah, I mean, coming with the ball screen, I thought I had a really good patience here. Kind of see what I thought Portland guys from Portland were kind of confused in the moment. What they're switching, what they staying, and that's why I took this extra step here, as you can see.
The retreat.
the retreat step, and
Mm.
just put ball. I like to put ball above my head. Not a lot of coaches are like that, but just being 6'8" and playing on perimeter, when you put ball above your hands, I think you can see everything, right? And you can see above everybody, and just being able to see everybody and make the right play, I think it's really important. So we had a number Danilo Dojic from from my team, kind of being a pop guy, more of a pop guy than a roll guy, uh, and I was waiting for him to see if he's gonna stay on the 3-point line to shoot the ball, but he made a good cut, and just being by putting the ball above my head, I was able to see him.
Now, take me through this one. If you can get this one back, what would you maybe do differently on this possession?
I would be more decisive with the ball. Oregon State is obviously in the zone here, so I thought we were kind of confused in the moment. What should we do? I would definitely not stop dribbling and catch the ball like that. I would probably just come off that ball screen faster, quicker, and then attack the next guy, or even stop at a 3-point line and do a hezzy three or something like that. But yeah, I would definitely be more decisive, and or I would just pass it to the next open guy and wait for something else to happen. It was
maybe you pass it to the roller at the nail. Maybe that turns into a high low.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I saw Mo Odom cutting from the ball screen, from the corner, but that was our point guard. If it was it would be better if it was a lob threat and kind of throw a lob there.
Throw it at the rim, right?
Yeah, but it was all messed up display, and I would be more decisive, and I would probably either attack the guy who switched on me, or just pass the wide open guy.
Yeah.
Now, let's get back into this one, because I like this, and this is how you get into this is becoming something that we're seeing more and more. I like the decel here on the drop off. So is this something that you've kind of repped out, or is this kind of something just you're able to do naturally, reading how the defense is guarding you?
I mean, yeah, just being even though I'm improving my athletic abilities, obviously I'm aware that I'm not the most athletic guy in this draft and stuff like that. But just being watching a lot of Luka, you can see he does a lot of this slower 1-2 steps, which kind of make you gives you a lot of time to make a read. And when I make this slower 1-2 step, I'm kind of waiting for my opponent to see if he's gonna foul me, or is he gonna jump earlier maybe, and so I can have a little late floater or something like that. But my teammate did a good job of cutting from the corner, and it was a great pass.
It's a great read. And then this one too, I like, you've already talked about like being aware of that corner, and I like this one.
Yeah, I mean, just being aggressive. I attack my guy. I even could have shot a floater here, but my guy faded to the corner, and it was a simple read.
Yeah, keep the game simple, right?
Yeah.
KISS, KISS, right? Keep it simple, right? But that's a read that a lot of guys do struggle to make, because guys who are geared to score will kind of see that and they'll be like, all right, I'm just getting it up. But having the awareness to hit that corner, I think is a testament to your feel and your ability as a playmaker.
Yeah, just giving your teammate a chance to score it's probably gonna open up some shot for you later in the game, because they gotta help. They gotta not let him shoot it the next time, and then maybe you're gonna be open. That's the way I think the game. It's a team game, and having everybody involved makes you look even better.
100%. Basketball is about 5 guys on the court, and I think we're seeing that more than ever now. In 2025, because there's so much talent and everybody can play and everybody could hit open shots, and the teams that are willing to not have anybody who's not going to be passing the ball and 0.5 basketball, ball stoppers, and guys who just are looking for their own, they're almost falling by the wayside. And I almost feel like in a lot of ways it feels more like the European version, where there is less of the kind of one-on-one style, and it is more about everybody eats. So is that something that you kind of feel like your game is now suited for as you hop to the next level?
It's definitely some. It's definitely I definitely think about how I can fit. Because we know next level it's all about fit, right? You can be the best player in the world, but if you don't fit in their system, or you're not gonna be able to play. So I think knowing that all teams already have somebody who can do everything, dribble, shoot off the dribble, you gotta find that something little, that one thing that you're really good at. In my case, that's shooting, but also after knocking out a couple open shots, the next step is attack the closeout, as we talked about, and get everybody involved. And I think when you do a good job of putting everything together, you look like a complete player, not just a shooter. As you said, you don't think I'm a shooter, you think I'm a scorer. And I think, look, when you're able to do all those things together, make you look as a complete player.
You mentioned like the tradition of Serbian basketball. Is there a style of play that you think is distinct to Serbia? Like, hey, us Serbians, we focus more on this, or this is more like our color in terms of style of play.
It's definitely playing basketball the right way. Something that we were talking about this last 30 minutes. It's all about those reads, right? Find the open man. Don't take bad shot. And I think that's something that Serbian basketball is like. And yeah, it's also being a physical too.
Usually the way that Albert and I end our shows when it's just the two of us and breaking guys down is we have a segment called "Sell Me This Pen," where I ask Albert to give me a 30-second, 1-minute elevator pitch on why somebody should invest in whoever we're talking about. So since we have you here today, we're going to ask you to do "Sell Me This Pen," and why should an NBA team invest in you as a player?
I mean, first of all, I think NBA team should invest in me because I have a ability to shoot the ball. Right, I can really help an NBA team who's struggling with the 3-point shooting, help them elevate in that segment of the game. But I also think I'm a winner. Everybody like to win, but do you actually win? So just do. I think I'm willing to do all those small things that every rookie is asked to do, and I'm getting better as a defender. Can shoot the ball. Can love to pass. One of the things that we were talking about, and just play basketball the right way. As we said, every NBA team already have a guy. Already have a superstar who can do everything. Who have a green light to make plays. So I think I'm really good at fitting. I think I'm adaptable. I can adapt to any style of play, and just giving NBA team as that little kind of smart 6'8" shooter with a high basketball IQ, and getting better as a defender every day.
All right, we're sold. Stefan, thank you for coming to chop it up with us, man. Obviously, you've had a very busy schedule over the last few months, and it means a lot for you taking some time and to chop it up with us on the No Ceilings platform. So thanks for stopping by, man.
Thank you guys for inviting me, and it was a great talking to you. It was a great basketball talk. So it's always a pleasure to talk basketball with you guys.